What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Bianconeri zone. The day after yet another insane game. I think this week or this couple of days we will probably never forget in our life. Not that we won anything, but it's just that crazy. A lot to talk about. Things that we already discussed after Inter and that we just saw again. So I think there's a big debate among the fan base and the media. Many things that could change that. Everybody has an opinion right now. So we're gonna talk about that obviously, and whatever pops up in the chat. Norbert, how are you doing besides the fact that you're sick?
Yeah, a little bit, not too bad, but yeah, I'm good. That was a crazy game again. Wow, yeah. So yeah, let's talk about it because it was insane. And yeah, we are after two crazy games that we probably will never forget. I mean that this happened within a few days.
Yeah, unbelievable. I have something to say on that because it was 2-4, and I was like, okay. I had the game on, I still had it on, but I opened Photoshop to make, the graphic for my match reaction, and and I typed, 2-4, but I had it on. Oh, 3-4. I was like, let me change it 3-4, and I was like, save, and then I was like, okay, 4-4, like unbelievable. Actually, really quickly, I want to say that the fans who left the stadium, like everybody does what they want, obviously, but I will never understand that. Like that's the most, like that's something I could never. I've seen worse, like not Juve games as well, and I've stayed, because one, I paid, and this sport is crazy. And actually, what makes it worse, you saw what happened on the weekend, and you leave. That for me is insane. The fact that people do that, but that's the atmosphere I think we created, or the club created. It's getting better. I'm not gonna lie, it's getting better bit by bit. But that's what the club created, and I mean, I cannot put into words how much I dislike that. That fans
I
leave the stadium
mean,
when the game is not over.
no one left from the curva. That's all I have to say. So
Yeah. I mean, no, but I still just stay. I don't get it. I don't get it. Underdog, you became a member? Are you in the group chat? I'm sorry, I can, because there are so many new members, but not everyone reached out. So let me know if you're in the. I think you are, right, in the group chat. For members and all the new members as well, reach out so I can all put you in. And if you want to become a new member, you can click the button underneath. Quick question before we get in from Nathan saying, quick question, do you guys think in this, oh yeah, you are in the group chat, yeah, do this for Dusan will leave in January, and thoughts, sad it is what it is? I don't think he's going to leave in January.
no
You?
chance.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense for him. It doesn't make sense for us. Yeah, no
No,
chance.
I don't think it's gonna happen. Okay, let's dive into it because it's quite a lot to unpack, and I don't want to take too much of everyone's time today. 4-4. Do I like? Does it feel like? Well, like the Piero said, it's a point on the board, but it feels like 3 points. Do you agree, or do you? Because I agreed on the night, and then I woke up and I was
Yeah.
like, no, we
Yeah.
dropped 2 points against actually a poor Dortmund side on paper. You should have beaten
Yeah.
Dortmund at home.
Yeah. So before the game and during the game as well, I thought that we should win, and I was really disappointed when I basically accepted that 2-4 that we're gonna lose this. And I stepped away for like a few minutes. I was like, oh my god, okay. I sat back down and I finished the game. And yeah. And then when it was 4-4, I was happy about the 4-4. But overall, it's not a good result. So we really needed these 3 points at
We
home.
did. Like all of last season, we talked about, or we joked about DNA, etc. I don't think these type of performances are results are our DNA. If you look at like if you have followed the club for many years, it's definitely not our DNA. But do we need to be optimistic just because of the fact that this team actually has some heart, or shows
Yeah,
some, like, not I don't want to say passion, just real desire to get back into the game no matter what, because against Inter it felt lost. Yesterday it felt completely lost. It was even worse, the situation. um do we need to be positive about that more so than focus on the issues, even because last season I thought there were more, like last season was nothing really positive.
yeah,
Right now it's like, well, at least there's something you can hold on to for now.
yeah. So for me, the biggest takeaway is that not okay. Obviously, quality is the issue in the defense, but these games were not on the defense. It was on the midfield, in my eyes, because we got 4 goals from outside the box. Um, that was because the midfield didn't, they didn't pressure the players. There was no pressure on them, so they just shot. And so, and I feel like this is easy to fix. This is not anything crazy to fix this. It's absolutely fixable, and we scoring a lot of goals, which seemed to be an issue last year. And as long as we're scoring, but yeah, it's not sustainable. So we can't continue like this because it will. Our luck will run out at one point. So this has to be fixed as soon as possible, because we're not going to score 3 or 4 goals every game. There's gonna be one zeros and 2 1s and all that stuff. So yeah, we need to fix this.
um you know like the oh my, Simeone is fighting fans. This is insane. He's
Wow.
literally fighting fans in the stand. The Okay, I will take this approach because let's go, because the title of the show is what can we fix, and then we will go to the positive things, because we talked about it. The thumbnail is clear. We can see very similar type of goals the last 2 games. They're on the edge of the box. It's a lot of space. Is it Adeyemi's goal? Um, the second goal, maybe that is a bit less, but like there's a lot of space. The Çalhanoğlu one, excuse me. And if you just look at the video, and I rewatched it just to make sure, it's a lot about not closing down, or closing down too late, or not closing down at all, and some really odd positioning when it comes to uh, defending, those type of moments. But I do agree, because at first I was like, this is really an issue of the defenders, sitting very deep. But most of the times, the midfielders were absolutely like they were far off. They were
Yeah,
like they should, like if you sit back, quote unquote deep, it wasn't deep, but like out of possession, their defensive positioning of like they were non-existent. I wanted to put it in a nicer way, but they were non-existent. They were just not there, the midfielders at all. And that was with
yeah,
Locatelli and Thuram, and that was with Koop Miners and Thuram. It's not it's because Locatelli is not playing, or like it was similar. The situations were similar. So is it fixable? Yes. Like it is fixable, because this is really about positioning more so than quality. Because even even yesterday, excuse me, like Inter, I don't think we completely got outplayed at the back, where it was like, oh my God, they carved
yeah,
us open, until the game was completely open and we had no choice then, it's like throw the bodies out there. And obviously, what's going to happen. You're playing Champions League football. Um, Other than that, I don't think we get completely outplayed. It's
yeah,
kind of similar, individual mistakes, and then also, again, not closing down spaces. So is it fixable? It is fixable. Will it be fixed? I don't know. Because for us it's clear. I'm assuming it's clear for Tudor as well, because it was that obvious for 2 games. Like everybody can see what the biggest issue was when we were conceding all these goals.
Yeah, and I see two types of issues. One when the midfielders are just running back and they are out of position completely, and the other is when the entire team is defending inside, the box, and then they are not. The midfielders are not closing down these the other team's midfielders, and they can shoot. So I don't know. It feels like it's not a big issue. Um, it's fixable, but we will see if it's as easy as it seems, or it's deeper than that.
Because people talked about individual performances of our defenders. Um, I don't, the Kalulu one is odd, again, because I thought he was having a good game up to one point, and again
Yeah,
he pops up with an assist, but he got, I don't know, like I felt he got lost in the chaos, and became part of the chaos for some reason because it was very stable. And yeah, he made a mistake in the first half where he would just glitch for a second, and kicked it away for a corner, but whatever. But like he got like absorbed with the chaos, and he became the chaos, and it was so strange because actually up to that point it was controlled, it was composed and all of that. So I don't think individually, because Kalulu got caught up in the chaos, that he cost us the goals. I don't think that was also the
yeah,
issue. So maybe we are exaggerating it, but like, is it maybe like it's a negative? But maybe the positive out of this is, for now, it's not really individual. We lack individual talent, but that's not really the reason why I think we are conceding these type of goals. It's more about a team effort at this moment in time. It
yeah,
really is.
yeah. Because we were afraid of Kelly and obviously Kalulu and Gatti and all that, but yeah, it's not on them at all. And Kelly so far is really playing out of his skin this season. Um, but yeah, it's it's a group effort. I would say, yeah. I can't say that well, and also I'm like shocked that Bremer is actually got like 5.5 ish ratings for these from these pages. It's absolutely insane to me. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think because they gave like the okay players a six. I don't think Bremer had the best of games, but they also didn't had a disaster. Okay, I don't think anyone at the back, like, I need to be honest, like Turam was poor, like he really was
yeah,
poor for his norms. But again, like Colt Miners was non-existent, and for me, both of those players are players who need to face like forward. That like that's how they need to play. Colt Miners, maybe like not maybe starting a bit deeper, but they need to play forward. They shouldn't. That's a lie. They should be aware of their defensive abilities, but it's different, for Turam if Locatelli plays and if Colt Miners plays. But he was struggling, so he was poor 100%. Di Gregorio was poor, really poor, I think, yesterday, and so was Turam. But I don't think anyone had an absolute stinker of a game or a shocker of a game other than that, where it was like, yeah, I mean, if you get those performances out of there, you probably don't lose. I don't think that was also the thing. Right now, we're in a situation where everything we do, we score basically, and everything we not do, we concede. Like that's an insane moment to be in. And it's not, obviously it's not sustainable. It's good that you show the passion and the heart, and you can do that every single week, but at one point you're not going to come back with two goals in about 4 minutes every single week. It's impossible. I know Liverpool have been doing that all season long basically, and they've done it again today. Like actually insane. I think they scored like 75% of their goals in the last 10 minutes this season, or last 12
yeah.
minutes it was. It's insane, but they have a much better squad where it's like, yeah, obviously, they score a lot of goals at the end because they just have more quality and they will overrun the opponents in the end. We're not in that situation, are we? So you definitely need to clean that up. Otherwise, like, you're just gonna start losing games at one point. They're
So
too they're
what
too far gone.
do you think solution can be to play with the three midfielders or something? So we have more players to close down the
Like I
opposition.
would like that would make on paper more sense because as well, the Kalulu thing, It needs to stop. And it's not calling out Kalulu, but like Joe Mario comes in, and the difference is
Yeah.
obvious. Even though he does the same thing, like he cuts inside and he's gone. Every single time. Is he defensively solid? No, but man, we conceded 7 goals in 3 days. So I mean, that's not really a valid excuse right now. So are you going to play like this every single season? Because every single week, excuse me. Because at one point you're going to need to use Joao Mario, and I don't see that happening unless he switches up uh, from formation. Going back to your question, midfield 3. It's like somebody in the group chat said. I think it was Hanin. That means you're playing all your midfielders basically, and you're playing court miners. Do you want to see court miners?
Adzic. I want to see Adzic.
Yeah, I mean, but that's not going to happen, right? It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not going to happen. The Kalulu
Plus
thing
also
is not working.
We have just too many players up front now, to 2 positions instead of 3. That's also an issue, and yeah, we don't have enough midfielders to play 3 in the midfield for long term. So yeah,
I mean,
it's not a solution.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's about personnel. I don't know, because I think even if we play with 3 in midfield, I think we would still have conceded those goals, because it was just nobody was in his place, in his spot. Nobody was like where they should be at that moment in time, if that makes any sense. I don't think that's fixed. Is it fixable with 3? You have more bodies. Maybe, by default, somebody is in a position, I guess, but I think that needs to be a mindset. If we don't have possession, you cannot be basically halfway through midfield and the other one, and everyone else is on the edge of the box, because that's how it kind of feels, and you're just going to concede every single week. No matter who you play, you're going to concede, because long range shots, yeah, I mean, if you have acres of time and space, I mean, you're going to do damage, especially if you're playing quality players, because Adeyemi can shoot, Çalhanoğlu can shoot,
Yeah.
You're not playing, I don't know, like a midfielder from Pisa who has 1 goal in about 50 games or something. Like, you're playing players who score goals on a regular basis, good quality goals. So they're just going to punish you. They are going to punish you, but that's obviously the big negative of that game. Also, the fact that I don't like at this moment in time how we approach games. I just don't like the first 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Dortmund were just in total control of the possession. They were not dangerous whatsoever. We kind of took over after that a little bit, but I don't like that we leave the ball that much to the, like, do we want to be a transition team? Do we? Because I'm not sure what we really want to be at this moment.
We're doing them good.
But Tudor says something completely different when he speaks.
Yeah, our counters are super dangerous, and almost every attack that we put out there is dangerous. But I don't want to see this, because it reminds me a little bit of Allegri, just with a lot more goals. That we didn't have the ball and we were defending, and then with Allegri we did nothing with the counter attack. But now we have players that and the coach who can build up counter attack. But yeah, it's I don't like it that they are pushing us this hard.
Yeah,
hopefully,
I mean,
this weekend we already going to show what we can do.
Right now I'm in a phase, and people hit the like button and subscribe, but especially hit the like button. I think we're in a phase that. Also, I don't like the phases we're searching. I don't think Tudor really knows what his 11 is. He has a lot of question marks, because, for example, if you want to be in transition team, Vlahovic will do well. If we don't want to be that team, or we're not allowed to be that team by our opponent, Vlahovic will struggle. He will struggle. I don't think it's more about he's better off the bench, because when he comes off the bench, the games are stretched most of the
Yeah,
times. They are, unless
yeah,
like the Genoa game, maybe not, but that was from a set piece, so that can happen. But that game against Dortmund was stretched in the second half, and there was a lot of space for him to run to. But I'll give him credit because he was excellent. Like the last goal from Kelly, he set that up on the edge of our own box. So he was unbelievable yesterday. That was the best game I've seen Vlahovic play for us ever. Like maybe somebody in chat can remind me of a different type of game, but for me, that was just a 10 out of 10 performance. Like on the ball, 2 goals and assists. Like he was clean, he was working hard, he was hungry. Like it wasn't like frustrating to watch. So that's that. But the game was stretched. There was a lot of space. A bit naive from Dortmund as well towards the end. The way they were playing. But
yeah,
I mean, that's Dortmund, I guess. That's why I'm disappointed that we didn't win that game. But I mean, if you play against a team that sits back and you play Vlahovic, he's not going to have that type of performance. So right
yeah,
now, I think even Tudor is sitting there and he's looking at it probably, and he's like, I'm not really sure what I need to do, basically, personnel wise, to make this click.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. It feels like if we start with Vlahovic, it will not end well, or he will not play good. And yeah, as you said, when the game is stretched, he's really good. He has also speed, long legs, and everything. So yeah, and Yildiz seemed to find him really easily.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, we have so many options up front. Something needs to click better.
we have many options, but I think it will take some time to figure out how
Yeah,
to use them. Because I didn't like Jonathan David today. I know that
yeah,
like he can play like he can play behind a little bit, but I thought yesterday he was asked to do a bit too like an extreme thing of dropping in, and he just didn't had a good game. Period. Plain and simple. Technically, it was poor. Actually, the first 30 minutes, technically everybody was poor. Like I couldn't believe what I was watching. Like so many miscontrols, simple touches that went nowhere, simple passes. Like it was just completely off. Um, so like that's an issue. I think like Openda. I'm not gonna be harsh. It's his first game start, so it's like it's clear how we can use him. I think it is, and what he can do. But I think it was difficult for us to actually use him in that manner.
yeah.
Which is frustrating because against Dortmund, I thought there was a perfect opportunity to use him. But again, it's the first time they play together. It's different. It's not like you have a goal poacher number 9 and you are dominant. It's much easier, I think, to fit that in than a different type of profile of player like Openda is, for example. But right now, I think even Tudor sitting there is like, and I don't really blame him for him, but I think he's like, I need to test a couple of things out before I can make a real decision over here because
Yeah.
there are many options. Like you said, there's only one issue, which I want to go into, and that's Yildiz. We have no option. Like it's I said yesterday, it's beautiful to see how important he is to the team, and it's scary to see how important he is to the team because Tudor said at halftime he and Thuram were pale, but they needed to go out there again. And you can see that some of these players already are going through it a little bit, and they're going to need a rest. And I don't think we're ready to rest a Thuram, a Yildiz, and a Bremer on the same day. I don't
Yeah.
think we're ready for that. And that is going to be the big test on Saturday because I think they will get rested, all three. I think it will
Okay.
happen.
So I think we are ready to rest Bremer and Thuram, because I truly believe that Adzic has what it takes to play with Locatelli in the double pivot. And in the back, it is what it is. Like Bremer is our only quality player, but he needs to rest eventually, and it is what it is. But yeah, up front, I think we still need some time to figure out what is the best way to do it, and especially without Yildiz. So this weekend, I still want to see Yildiz playing. It's like starting. Um, but I don't know if it's possible, if he's really that tired.
He
Um,
looked
but
he looked
yeah,
actually knackered. Like when he got
yeah,
off, uh, somebody said like, "Oh, you're crazy! You're chasing a game." I was looking at. I was like, I think he's just done. You were not getting anything out of it anymore. Like you needed just fresh bodies out there. Yeah, like it is what it is. At one point, even if he is your best player. The way the game was going, you needed to do something, because he was going through it. And it can happen. Like he played all the games right now. I know people say it's early on in the season, but keep in mind, for many, not many teams, but we are one of them. We played at the Club World Cup. It's
yeah,
you're like it's a weird, it's a weird period for these players. It really is. And I think, and I'm pretty sure that is the case, that um that's why these players are a bit knackered as well, some of them, because they played just a lot of
yeah.
football, and the
So
vacation got cut short a little bit as well,
yeah,
so preseason
yeah,
was shorter. I mean,
yeah.
you're just gonna feel it.
So they didn't. So the problem was that they had a few days, maybe up to a week before the Club World Cup, like a few days break, and
Yeah,
then
it was
after
also
that,
weird.
yeah, and after that, like two weeks or something. And we only played a couple of, I don't know how many, 3 or 4 friendlies, and yeah, that's not enough to build fitness. Um, but yeah, it's just every 3 days we're playing basically, so we need to rotate for sure. And if
I think
someone
we
is
have a week
tired,
off,
then
right?
yeah,
Or not, against Verona? After Verona, don't we have a week off?
we might have, yeah, but I'm not
I
a
hope
hundred percent
so.
sure.
I
Let's
hope
check
so. Let me check. Yeah, we have a
fixtures.
week off because it's Europa League next
Nice,
week.
nice.
We need that week off. It's going to be, so you can look at it a different way. You can be like, okay, just start Yildiz and Bremer and try to sub them out, and have a week rest. But I think he will make that decision on Sunday already.
I don't know. It can
And
be exciting, to be honest. Um,
it's, yes, because you want to see how we're going to cope with it. But on
yeah,
the other side, it's like, I think everybody, I'm going to speak for myself. I'm like, who? It feels like it's guaranteed we're gonna drop points because like he's that important to us. Like he's that, like once the game is going for us, I think we have other things going for us as well. It's not just Yildiz, but it always
yeah,
feels like, and he needs to get the game going. Like if he doesn't get it going for us, nobody really kicks into gear. That for me is kind of the more of a bigger issue, because at one point you're going to need to deal without playing, Yildiz. He's not going to play 50 games this season. Nor is Locatelli,
yeah,
nor is Bremer, nor is like anyone. Like you're gonna uh, rest players by default, or by suspension and injury, or like a knock here and there. It's going to happen. So you're gonna need to deal with it. But like I said early on, I don't think this team is ready for it. They're not. The last 2 games showed that they are not ready for it. So it is going to be interesting what he's going to do. But I think he kind of hinted towards that he's gonna rest players, because if you say at halftime they were pale, then I mean, if that's not an indicator you're gonna rest them on Saturday, then I don't know what is. I don't know what is. Um, People smash the like button because we only have 19 likes. Also, I got a mail from YouTube. I think everyone got a mail from YouTube who has a channel. They're trying out new stuff, which means not everyone gets a notification, and the videos don't get to the homepage for some reason. So keep in mind, there's a video out every single day, and every single 2 days there's a live show. So that's that. Um, like it or not, we dropped 2 points of our 12 possible points at home. Yeah, it's not good. I think
yeah.
everybody would agree it's not good. In the end, you salvaged a point, on the day, but the day after, like, we dropped 2 points, and we cannot be happy with that. Digrigotti is at fault for one of the goals. Yeah, that's my video tomorrow. He was at fault. Like he had a bad game. It's like it is what it is. He was even coming out, to collecting balls. It was very it was very mid. It was like, and it happens. Like players have bad games. Thuram had a bad game. Like I've seen the best of the best have bad games. It's part of the game. It's just frustrating it happened on that night. Because it was 2-2. We were in that game and we could have won that game, and then you just gave it away completely again. That is the frustrating part. But it happens. Players have bad games. They do. We need 2 great midfielders in January. Yeah, I mean, in the group chat, asked that same. I don't want to talk about transfers right now. I really do not want to talk about transfers. Okay. We talked about all of that. And the good, the bad, what we can improve on, what we can fix. I think the issues are obvious. Are they fixable? Yes, but formation change, will that happen? I think that's last on Tudor's board, changing formation. But that means like a player like Joe Mario, it's going to need to come from the bench most of the time. And I don't like the Kalulu experiment. I don't, even though he's making the most out of it and he pops up here and there. It's not consistent enough to actually cause issues to other teams. So at one point, you're going to need to trust Joe Mario, and you're going to need to let him make mistakes to learn from them. Like Cambiasso, for example. Somebody said how he's very inconsistent as a player. I agree, but I don't believe yes, and it's his own fault. Like he played a game, got suspended, now needs to play again at the start of the season. Like you said, with a short preseason, it's impossible to be consistent. Like it's just impossible. So that's on his own, doing. So he's going to need to kick up a gear, because I don't think he was that good yesterday as well. He was not influential. Like he didn't really make an impact. So that's also a thing. I think that's a thing he only can. I don't think that has to do with coaching. That's just on his own. Like it's him.
That the red card was really at a bad time, when he actually played pretty well up until that point, and then the red card, and now again he was sitting out 2 games, and
like the momentum, like you create, like you take away your own momentum, and that's like you're just gonna need to find it on your own doing. It's like that's not has nothing to do with coaching or position, and that's just you. You cause that. You need to figure that out right now. So that's that. Okay. The other things that might be positive, for example, Zehgrova, 10 minutes, went from apparently sitting in a wheelchair to looking unbelievable. Like the reporting was odd. Romeo said, man, don't believe the pictures you see on social media. He is far off being fit, and the way he put it out there, I was like, oh my God, he's not going to get called up for like weeks. And he got called up, and I was like, yeah, vibes, I guess, just, be with the team. And it was too far, when he put him on. And I don't think he put him on I think he put him on, just get some minutes here, right? Like, I don't think he put him on to be like, win me the game. He's just like, get some minutes. And he looked sharp. Like for somebody who's apparently not fit, and again, I'm not saying he can play 90 minutes, but he looked not somebody who didn't play. Like his last game was in December. Like the movement, like the cutbacks, like the intensity, it looked like he was playing football 2 days ago against Inter, which was not the case. So that looked extremely interesting. Like I'm not going to overhype it 10 minutes whatsoever, but it looked extremely interesting because it wasn't one-sided as well. Like he overlapped, he came back, he linked up, through the middle. He had those short combinations. He switched play. Like he did it all in 10 minutes. I saw so many things. I was like, it's refreshing because it opened up, in my opinion, things when he's actually really, really fit.
I have no idea what would suggest to someone like Romeo that he's not fit at all. he was in training. He was training for a long time now. It's just he didn't play games, but that doesn't mean that he's not ready to play. So yeah, and maybe we're gonna see him start this weekend as well. Maybe he's that ready. Um,
Is he a
and
solution for the Ilves issue? Like issue in terms of you can rest Yildiz. Now we have somebody on the other side who can have, obviously, he's not Yildiz, but have that impact on a game, even if it's not with like a screamer or whatever, but just put defenders in trouble where defenders are going to just need to think twice. Maybe double team opens up a little
yeah,
bit of space for us.
I think it can be a good pairing, Openda and Zehgrova. So yeah, let's see, because one is fast and the other one is more technical, so that can open up some space. It will be interesting to see.
I mean, like 10 minutes, like maybe it was because there was chaos going on and whatsoever, but the fact that I thought it just didn't, like, you could kind of come on and do what Chico does, and just dribble and dribble and dribble and force things, but he kept it like smart, simple a little bit, but speeded up things, didn't really wasted any time, but it was like everything he did was good. It was always to keep things going and speed up things and put the pressure on consistently rather than slowing
Yeah,
down things like Conceição tends to do. So I was just impressed. I really was impressed, by that cameo, because it definitely had an impact. It did,
yeah,
it brought new energy. And also what I did find interesting is like teammates were looking for him consistently, over and over and over again. I thought that reminded me when Conceição came on against Roma, the first game of last season, and teammates were just play to Conceição, and he was going at it, consistently. That gave me that same vibe where players was like, okay, just give him the ball because he's gonna figure something out. Like he's gonna make it work. So I don't know what he did in training, but I must be something great, I guess.
and also he brought the ball up, and he gave the
He
pass
did.
to Vlahovic at the end, and Vlahovic crossed the ball beautifully. So yeah, I'm excited. I just want to see him play more, and yeah, hopefully he can start this weekend already.
Yeah, I think it's too soon to start. Maybe he will get more
Yeah,
minutes depending on how the game
yeah,
goes. I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna start him on Sunday, Saturday. Excuse me. And as I've been saying for a while, Lloyd Kelly's a good player. Yes, he does some bad things, but he's really good. He's really coming good now. He'll be very good for us moving forward. He's playing well. I'll give him that. I give him his credit because I
yeah,
don't think the first two games, anyone get tested. Because even in the first two games, I didn't say, "Oh my God, Bremer," because they didn't really got tested. But the last two games they got tested, and it's crazy to say because we conceded 7 goals. But I thought he played much better than last season. And
yeah.
and
And
that's just.
he had this silly penalty, but I can't blame him, to be honest. Like, come on, he was
I don't
just
think that was a pen. It hit his
yeah.
chest first. I thought those were
I
the
don't
rules.
know.
Like I'm a bit confused
Yeah,
because
but they say that his arms were extended or something, and
yeah, but
I don't
he's
know.
falling. Like I mean, how do you need to fall with
Yeah,
your face on the ground? Like
yeah,
it's I- like I said it many times. I don't like how football is being played these days because defenders are just it's impossible to defend. They need to put their like we all play football, I guess. Maybe still whatever. Defending with your arms on your back
yeah,
is not fair because opponent can at any point speed up things and you not because you need to pull up your hand like you lose a split
yeah.
second.
You
It's
need
just
your
not
hands
fair
to have
anymore.
balance. Yeah,
Yeah, but also to kickstart your run or something like that. So
yeah,
I don't think it's fair. I don't like it. I hate it the way football is being played right now with handball. I absolutely hate it. And what I hate even more is that players ask for the most ridiculous touch of a hand. They're screaming. That's what the game has become. I don't know if you watch hockey, not ice hockey, real hockey. And in that sport, they actually hit that ball on the feet, and it's a foul. Like it's actually a thing, It's on
Wait,
purpose, and they get a foul.
You mean field hockey or which one? The one
Yeah,
that
like
is big
on
in
grass.
Germany, the Netherlands, and Belgium.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can
yeah, yeah,
hit the ball on the feet, and it's a foul. Like that's how it feels. It's just not fun.
yeah,
But I mean, I think it was harsh because the fact that they looked at it, there was some doubts, and by the rules, because I was watching on the Belgian network, and there was an ex-referee on, and he was like, "This is not a pen by the rules. It's just not.
yeah,
Like we're bending the rules over here. Like it's not making any sense anymore."
yeah. I wrote in the
Um,
group chat as well that it's not a pen in my eyes.
I don't think it's a pen, but I mean, yeah, I mean, it was harsh. Like it was harsh. I think the bar for Kelly is so low, so now he's playing okay. Games were all happy, but again, kudos to him for stepping up. Hope he can keep it up. I mean, that's also the thing. It
Yeah,
was
but comparing with
really, really bad.
Gatti or I know it's
Yeah, I don't
also
think
not
Gatti
the
has a good
high
start
high
to the
bar.
season.
Yeah,
No, like, and actually, I see nobody complaining about Gatti being benched, which is crazy because everybody was screaming that he was a fantastic player, deserved the
yeah,
contract, and now not a beep that he's being benched.
yeah,
I cannot believe we extended it and gave him more money.
yeah.
It,
I
I cannot process
yeah
it. I just can't. I don't know what
yeah.
the
I don't think
idea was behind that.
any was
Actually, many
like
do.
him as a player.
Many
Yeah,
do.
yeah. I know, but I meant here on the channel who spoke
Oh,
about
okay.
him. Yeah, yeah, and I was happy when I saw that he's not starting, and I'm always gonna be happy when I see him not starting. To be honest.
Yeah, I mean, he's just not good. I watched NFL, same, and Norbit as well. Believe it or not, if I start watching hockey, then what the hell am I doing? I don't watch hockey. I just know the rules. Because well, it's a popular sport over here, like Norbert said. It's popular, so I know the rules ish. Not all the rules, but I know the rules. And that's one of the rules, or was one of the rules. I don't know if it's actually still a rule, but it was one of the rules. Actually, in school we needed to play it as well, and I remember it being a rule. It's actually not bad to watch, but I'm not gonna watch it. I'm
Yeah, I
not sure
watch
why
like the
we're not.
Olympics, I think, and that's it.
Yeah, like not even all the games when it's on, and usually it's like the last 10 minutes or something. But it's not that bad to watch. I'm not
Yeah,
sure why we're not getting the same handball calls like Dortmund won in the first half. Actually, I saw a clip. It didn't touch his hand. I saw a clip today, and it was on Sky. No, it was on DAZN. No, it was on Sky. It was on Sky. I don't think it touched his arm. To be honest, it looks like it did. But from the back, it didn't really touch his arm. I think, but who
yeah. I
knows?
only saw the picture, so
Yeah, the picture looks like it is, but if you saw the clip from the back post, like from behind the goal, it, I don't think it touched his arm. Like I need to like I need to because I called it's a pen, but now I watched it. I don't think it is a pen. It looked crazy, but I don't think it touched it. Okay, people keep hitting the like buttons. Button. We only have 30 likes, and that's not good. So do that. We talked about all the I think positives or like whatever you want to call it and working points. Let's not call it negatives, because they need to be worked on. Remember that stretch of games when under Allegri we won 11 games or 10 games in a row? What was it? Like it was 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. And I came on every single week with Julian. I was like, it's not sustainable. And people like, oh man, shut up, shut up. And then it completely fell apart. I don't think we're at that trajectory in terms of results because I don't think we're going to win 10 in a row in the league, or whatever it was. But the way we play right now, it needs to improve. So do you think Tudor is going to tweak things, being a personnel or formation wise? Like you said, play with three midfielders, for example.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Because we won against Inter and we played a draw now in Champions League. so it's not like we're losing games. So I don't think anything will be touched. Personal for sure, because that's how it is. We have to rotate, but yeah, I don't think major things will change.
Not even personnel. Like maybe Joao Mario getting the call right now.
Maybe that, yeah, I can see that, but that's also because he will not be afraid of putting Joao Mario as a starter. Because it felt like he just didn't start him because he wanted a more defensive type of player like Kalulu, against Inter and Dortmund.
Okay, but like
Or
that goes back to my Dumfries point where it's like, oh, we put
McKenny.
McKenny to not
Yeah, yeah,
neutralize Dumfries. I'm like, just try to play to your own strengths a little bit because, like,
yeah.
going forward, Joe Mario, he can do damage. And he can do damage by creating space. Like, it's not that he's beating man 1v1, but he's pulling players with him every single time. Like, he creates a lot of space. I don't know how he does it because
And how
how
he
many times
runs
yeah. How
towards
many
the
times have you
middle,
watched
I
him?
really
Three,
like it.
four? Like he does the same thing. Like he just
Yeah,
cuts inside really quickly, very close to an opponent, which is odd. And they cannot take the ball away from him. And then he's kind of gone. And it always looks like, oh my God, he's gonna run into an opponent. And for some reason, it doesn't happen. So
yeah.
it looks, it doesn't look silky, whatever, but I don't care about that. It's just like he creates problems. A bit like Cambiasso when he's on his game and he cuts inside and pulls players away from Yildiz, etc. I like I'll keep my point. I keep my stance. I'm like, I rather try to create problems for opponents by taking risks than inviting problems by not taking any risks, because I think that's what we've been doing the last two games, the way we started the games. So yeah, um, I do root for the team Steelers, which is very sad. You know, very very sad.
Yeah, but it's funny because I'm rooting for Ravens, and
Yeah,
then
like we are the
yeah, I'm rooting.
opposite of Juve. We cannot score points, and we do concede. So that's that's that. You know, Sky is bigger than Tudor critic than I am. How did that happen? Sorry, Sky is a
Sky.
bigger Tudor. Oh, Sky.
Yeah.
Not sure. Not sure. Don't worry about how many people smash the like button, my friend. I love your contact, love your honest and brutal honesty, and always keep up the sport. Thanks, appreciate it. But the likes right now, because of the new YouTube temporary update, really matter to get the video out there, even for you. For example, for notifications and stuff like that. They're changing a lot of things. It's what YouTube does, I guess. But do appreciate the kind words. Locatelli, McKenny out. We need to change that midfield, otherwise we're not gonna go. We not go no way. Oh, we're not going anyway. Nowhere. Excuse me. I mean, McKenny's a free agent. I think we're not gonna offer him a new deal anymore. Like if we do, like,
Yeah.
why? And Locatelli, I think it's on the board that he potentially could end up leaving in the summer. Maybe if an offer comes in. The Colt Miners, I think that's kind of set in stone. If you guys had to choose between Kelly and Colt Miners playing at their best this season, who will you guys pick?
It's a good question.
If we play with two, then I'm gonna say Kelly. Like I want the guy who's gonna play more often to have a better season then.
So the problem is here that we don't have defense at all. Like,
Yeah.
so Kelly has to. If it's one of them, it has to be Kelly.
Like if you think financially, you're like, oh, Colt Miners, but man, I'm a fan. Like, and he's not playing, so I prefer the guy who actually is going to play to have a better season. Then I do. Who do we play next in the Champions League? Villarreal away,
Villarreal. Yeah.
and then Real Madrid away. Tough because I watched. I had some time today. I watched the extended highlights of Villarreal. I have no idea how they didn't win that game against Tottenham. I don't. Like, if somebody had their shooting boot on, they would have won that game comfortably. It's gonna be tough, really, really tough. But I do believe we have a shot away to Madrid. I do believe that because it's gonna be open. It's gonna be open. The likes are absolutely important. Yes, Sky, they really, really are. So Smash like button. Villarreal very good. Villarreal are a good team. They are a good team. They really are a good team. They can play football. Maybe they don't have the most fashionable names or whatever. Actually, they have some fashionable names, but fashionable names, but they play good football. They do. So it's gonna be tough. That's why we like the points drop to like it's very on the board that 3 games in we can have 2 points. Like it's very very on the board,
Yeah.
and that is a disaster. It really is. It really is because I think after that it's a Benfica at home. I'm not sure, but like Bodo Glimt away, and like it's like you're putting yourself in trouble, and we need the next round financially, and we just need to get over that hurdle again.
So Sporting at home, and then Bodo away. The next two. After.
Sporting at home.
Yeah.
Okay, that like 2 games that are doable, but you're playing with pressure on. If you don't get anything, like you need to get 3 points away to Villarreal or something, and a point at Real Madrid. Otherwise, the pressure like is massive. It really is. It really, really is because I think the quality of the Champions League went up a little bit compared to last season in terms of the teams in it. That's what I'm trying to say. Because now it's Chelsea's not Aston Villa, and there are better teams in it. Okay. I think we're gonna wrap this one up. If you don't finally beat Benfica, if we don't, don't beat Benfica this season, Jesus.
They have Mourinho. They have Mourinho now as a coach, so
Yeah. Oh my god. If we not beating Benfica is becoming sickening. Not beating Benfica coached by Mourinho will top it all off.
Yeah,
it would. It really would. Thanks, Guy. Anyways, we're gonna wrap this one up, people, because I have a massive headache and Norbert is not feeling all that good. So we're gonna call it a day. I will be live tomorrow with fans. That's a new show I'm trying to do every single week. So fans will have a couple of fans on. I will talk about obviously Verona, the issues, and what's coming out tomorrow, because I think tomorrow in about 20 minutes when the newspapers get released, I think there will be more rumbling about things that are being tested in training or things that Tudor might end up doing going forward. So it's going to be interesting, and then we will build up to Verona. That's on Saturday, 6 o'clock again, which is the hour, the away game to Verona. It's it screams trap game.
Yep,
it does. Even though it shouldn't be a trap, because we know what usually happens at Verona. We struggle. Even if we win, we really struggle out there. I think the last time we won comfortably was before the Champions League final when Pereira scored that banger. Actually, did we win that game? I'm not even sure if we won that game as well. But I remember Pereira scored an absolute banger, and that was we were resting players because I think we played the Champions League final. But I could be wrong.
Last year we won 3-0, 2-0, and 3-0.
Yeah, last season was with Vlahovic, but that was we didn't play a good game. This at the second half we just popped up out of nowhere. I remember it. No, but overall it wasn't really a good game. Like we win out there at times, but it's always a struggle. It's like winning at Genoa.
Yeah.
Brutal game. Exactly. And then you win. You win, but you're like, oh, thank God that game is finally done,
2015, there was a 4-0, and same year a 6-1.
Was that the year that Pereira scored? 2015, that's the Champions League final, right?
Yeah.
But did we have Pereira? We did have Pereira, I think. No?
Pereira scored, yeah. That was the third goal.
Yeah, that was that game. That was an absolute screamer, I remember, from the left-hand side. Top bins.
He scored in the 6-1, the cup game as well.
Oh, I remember that one as well.
Wow.
That was actually
a good memory. I can't remember shit.
No, I don't remember everything, but that's something I will never forget, because that was just an insane goal, and I actually like Pereira as a player. Okay, people, we're gonna wrap this one up. So thanks everyone for joining in. As always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Norbert, thanks for coming on and discussing the madness yet again. Like hopefully it will be a chill game on like a 1-0. I'm happy with a 1-0 win on Saturday. Just be a boring 1-0 win and make it look clean and solid. I think that's what I prefer on Saturday. But we'll talk about that post game. Anyways, people, have a good evening.